Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot, everybody. We've come across the back boundaries and stepped back into the forestry area. And whether or not you're into Bigfoot or not, whenever you come across things like this, it's just pretty cool. So I wanted to share this with you. It reminds me of how the Native Americans used to mark trails like that with the hardwood trees to kind of give signposts toward a specific location or trail that they were using. That one's a pine, so it's not really that old, but it's cool nonetheless. I was reading a post from one person that asked if anyone had nailed down what regions or areas of the country where Bigfoot seemed to be more aggressive or more passive. And I don't know that there's a good answer for that. I think it's kind of like people. Some are aggressive, some are passive by nature. It's just a matter of, circumstance and situation.
Victor, the three-toe or four-toe are possibly inbred, and it can create more aggression.
Yeah, one thing Rachel just mentioned to me that they had thought that maybe some of them with the toe mutations were, inbred coming out of a smaller gene pool, and that would create a little more aggressive behavior. Um, they say that the extreme southern, you know, wood boogers, wood apes, the swamp booger, Florida skunk ape are more aggressive in nature than what they find through the Pacific Northwest and the upper Midwest and the East. They say the Ohio grassman can come across as really aggressive. But once again, I think that is more in line with how people act around each other. Some are just more passive and reserved, and others are just more aggressive and in your face. I think it's just normal, natural chemistry. So I don't know that there's a good way to pin down saying if you come across one in, Louisiana, he's going to be a lot more mean than one that you would come across in Missouri. I don't know that for a fact. I think it's just a matter of the circumstances at the moment.
I think a lot of them that are in the areas where aggressive, uh, the more aggressive creatures have been found experience more of that smell too. And we were talking about maybe no different than the infrasound and so on, that they have the will or the ability, like a skunk,
Yeah, that's another good
to try
point.
to run off.
Yeah, that's another good point to bring up because a lot of people report a really foul, rotten human body odor combined with skunk and wet dog smell and like
Rotten eggs.
rotten egg decay and all of that. And other people don't report a smell at all. And that might be some type of a, I don't know, defense.
And skunk can do it, it will.
If maybe they're trying to tell you get out of this space, they can emit odor or smell that's a lot more pungent than they would when they're in a passive frame of mind. But I don't care what it is. If it's out here in the wild, it's going to develop a smell just by proxy of its environment. But that we noticed once we got back into this forestry area, that it got a lot more quiet. We're just following the trail through the tree arches. You can see another one right here ahead of me. That something's been moving through there, stomping all that and kicking it around.
Peeling bark down and getting what, grubs?
Yeah, peel the bark off of these dead trees, picking out the grubs and things like that. Of course,
Something heavy.
yeah,
Heavy enough.
big impression right there. Yeah, a lot of different animals will do that to tree bark to get the grubs and the bugs and things like that. That's a rich protein to come across. I can hear something off in the distance that doesn't sound, it
Like a whistle.
doesn't sound like a dog. It sounds more like a whoop, whoop, whoop.
It's really flat.
It's funny how in the middle of all this thick, heavy brush, you'll come across these spots that are just mashed down huge. And it's got a lot of cover brush in a circle around it.
I might have to think twice if I came back here at night. Lots good onions.
Yeah, there's a lot of real estate back here to move around and hide in. I know a lot of you probably wonder if I carry any type of firearm or defense when we're out here doing this, and the answer is no.
Just me.
I honestly don't think it would do us any good on something that would be that big and that powerful. It would
Right.
probably just lead to aggressive behavior that we wouldn't get otherwise.
Let's see if I
Figure if something wants to have you and it's that big, that fast, and that strong, it's going to have you regardless of what you've got.
Deer around the tree. Squirrels, deer.
Trying to find a narrow place to cross this water that's in front of us so we can get farther back into that, but not seeing it at the moment. I think we've worked our way into a little swampy island. If you don't hear back from us, have somebody airdrop some Slim Jims and coffee. Yeah, if we can get under that, we can cross right there. Let's see. Sometimes I think it might be safer just to go out and play around in the gold mine and blow up some dynamite, but I can't tell you one way or another on that.
It's pretty fresh.
All right, guys, we've got ourselves backed up into some pretty heavy stuff here, so we're going to take a pause to sort it all out. We'll cut this one off here, and if you enjoy these little excursions, hit the subscribe, like, and share button. I appreciate everybody coming along with us. So if you have any thoughts on any of the topics that we've talked about, feel free to leave a comment, and we'll try to address them or maybe incorporate it into some of the stuff that we've been finding back here if it pertains to it. All right, we will see you the next time. Thanks.